My name is Alice Curtis, and this is my first assignment for Psychology 1A. Today I'll be looking into the way personality, as measured through the Myers-Briggs type indicator, is an effective tool in recruitment for managerial positions. I will be particularly focusing on the study from 2008 from the Montana State University on the relationship between the MBTI and emotional intelligence. First though, I'd like to cover some background information about the Myers-Briggs type indicator. It's a personality test that is renowned to be the most widely used test of its kind to the present day. It was developed in the 1940s by mother and daughter Catherine Cook Briggs and Isabel Briggs Myers. The results are based off a questionnaire developed to analyse 4 aspects of personality, splitting each into 2 options or categories: introversion or extroversion, sensing or intuiting, thinking or feeling, and judging or perceiving. Shown on this slide are some examples of questions and answers that are addressed in the Myers-Briggs type indicator. For example, you are almost never late for your appointments. Capital yes, lowercase yes, uncertain, no, and uppercase no, representing from strongly agree to strongly disagree. Alongside this are the 16 possible personality types that can be given, indicated by letters. The study I will be analysing today was conducted by the Montana State University School of Business in 2008, titled, "Is there a relationship between the Myers-Briggs type indicator and emotional intelligence?" I chose to analyse this study over the other 2 in my written assignment as it had a good sample size and worked well in the context of the given case study, as it analysed personality testing tools in the context of business and managerial recruitment most specifically. It was conducted to examine whether there was truly a relationship between the MBTI and emotional intelligence. Through this, it aimed to thus find an effective method of recruitment for managerial positions. The study had 10 primary hypotheses as listed on this slide. The most important of these to note for this analysis are the first 5, all relating to extroversion in the MBTI as seen here. The 10 hypothesized correlations were that extroversion would positively correlate with the intrapersonal scale, relating to self-expression and beliefs, that extroversion would positively correlate with the interpersonal scale, relating to relationships and cooperation, that extroversion would positively correlate with adaptability, that extroversion would positively correlate with general mood, that extroversion would positively correlate with the overall emotional intelligence score, that introversion would be positively associated with stress management, that sensing would be positively associated with adaptability, that feeling would positively correlate with interpersonal skills, that judging would be positively associated with adaptability, and that judging would be positively associated with stress management. The study examined 529 voluntary adult participants, all having been long-term employees of the company in question. This meant that they averaged about 160 months spent in the company. Each participant undertook the MBTI and EI tests, which were then analysed through both nominal and scalar analysis. Overall, this method was effective. However, there are definite strengths and limitations to be noted in the analysis. This analysis is strong, as it considers both the nominal or categorical values and the continuous or scalar data. This could thus show the exact levels of correlation rather than just a yes or no answer as to whether they were correlated. This means that it could test the level of relationship between each element of the MBTI and each element of emotional intelligence. On the contrary, the weaknesses of this data analysis can be seen in that the MBTI is self-reported by the participants. Thus, day to day, the information could be affected or changed by the mood or other variables in the participant's life. Also, because of the demographic of participants being all in managerial positions in the same company, the attributes of the MBTI could have been developed through their education and training for the company, and thus there may be a higher sample size of these attributes and a much lower sample size of others. This study's results showed major support for the first 5 hypotheses, as seen in the table on the slide. Of the other 5, the association between feeling and the interpersonal scale was proven, but the other 4 remaining hypotheses were not. In fact, the 6th hypothesis was statistically significant in its findings, but it appeared to go in the wrong direction. Because extroversion and emotional intelligence were so clearly intertwined, leadership and confidence could be understood from the MBTI, making it an effective tool in managerial recruitment when considered alongside the emotional intelligence scale. Thus, the aim of the study was achieved. This concludes my presentation on the MBTI and employment and recruitment in relation to emotional intelligence. Thank you for listening.